Okay, so not having much luck with Tradingview at the moment. They're only saving a couple of minutes of a little bit of a longer stream. So what I'll do is I'll just record this quick. I'll put it up into YouTube, and then I'll share the link obviously in the last couple of streams we've just done. So I suppose again, because we're pretty much sideways, I'm just going to give some logic as to my bias. We obviously have a 3 high, 4 I don't feel that we'd actually complete yet. And some of the logic and the reasoning for this is on the daily schematic that I called obviously back in March. We're only seeing right now the underside of the distribution. So we've got a very long, elongated move out. This makes a lot of sense. Retail are looking to buy obviously at retail prices. You've got the investment bankers and the funds and so on, the kind of the composite man, if you will. He's actually looking to sell retail prices of something that he's actually gone and bought at wholesale. So it kind of makes a lot of sense for me that we're still in this kind of vast distribution phase. There was a lot of money to get rid of, I guess, in terms of profit taking. So this being elongated is not going to be any surprise. I think we've seen an A move, a B move, and a C move. And I think for me, all we are right now is kind of range bound. There's nothing suggesting that this is impulsive at all. And therefore, I still feel we pretty much in that move as a whole. If I put on a local schematic, I'll just get rid of this one and stick this one on. So in terms of the local schematic, I think when you look at where we are, I'll just zoom in a little bit more. When you look at where we are on the local side, I get the feeling that this was a UT or a UTAD, depending on schematic 1 or 2. I think we have in some kind of W formation sitting here. This is only the 50% marker, which is an ideal candidate for the last LPSY before a move on down. So I think for me, there's a lot of logic in this as well. Bigger picture. I think if I come across to the COT data, um, in terms of this, we actually read this kind of right to left. So the only area of interest for me is the last couple of weeks as more data is added to the chart, basically shifts the chart over to the right. So in essence, we've got asset managers with some more short positions in the last report and obviously less long positions in the last report. We've got a sideways channel in terms of the leverage fund. So for me, this is just suggesting that nothing's really changed. We're still a little bit bearish. I think the crossover would have given me a different gut feel, but we haven't seen that yet. So I get, like I said, the feeling that we're still pretty much bearish as a whole. If I look at some of the indicators, what I'll do is I'll stick on the Weiss wave and I'll put on the other stochastic. What we see here is on the 12-hour time frame, we currently overbought. I think this was the same thing on the daily. Yeah, we're pretty much the same on the daily. So the fact that we've got COT data, 0.1 still bearish, we've got under the overall distribution schematic, and we go in sideways. We're at the 50% marker for the LPSY. We've got a declining volume profile sitting here as we obviously move back up, which means very little reward for the amount of effort gone into this particular move. And I get the impression that with a smaller term Weiss bar just turning red, coupled with this, I think we're actually in for another nice little drop. So that ultimately is the logic for me in terms of big picture right now. I think, as a whole, I'm still bullish, I guess, overall. But I think in the shorter term, bearish is still pretty much the sentiment, as we stand. I think in terms of the current Elliott move, we've clearly had the A, B, C move, which is marked up on this software as 1, 2, 3. And I feel that the 4 to 5, although they've identified a 5 as being complete, I often find that using this software, we're likely to get another dip down. So I would like to see, I don't think there's any key level as of yet that I'd like to call. But I think for me, the fact that it's still down suggests that we're still bearish. So I think that kind of gives enough logic. Obviously, we go over a lot more of this and into some detail in our Discord server. But obviously for now, this is just a trading view stream that we've had to re-record and re-record a second time. So hopefully this one comes through all good. And what I'll do is I'll try to upload it again to TradingView, as well as sticking the link obviously straight into YouTube. So have a good day, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.